This video has found you for a reason. The loneliness, the disconnection, the growing and painful feeling that you no longer belong. It is not a sign that you are lost. It is the definitive sign that you have finally outgrown their frequency. This separation you are feeling is not drama. It is not a personal failure. It is physics. It is the fundamental law of destructive wave interference, a core principle of quantum reality playing out in the fabric of your life. This video is your official confirmation from the universe that you have successfully completed a massive, and perhaps unconscious, frequency upgrade. In the next hour, I am going to give you the scientific framework to understand precisely why your reality is delaminating from the one you once knew. I will show you the 3 undeniable signs of this process, which I call the quantum exodus. And most importantly, I will give you the practical, energetic tools to navigate the space in between, the void, and begin attracting the reality, the people, and the experiences that are a perfect match for the new, higher frequency you now hold. To understand this, we have to start with the nature of reality itself. Everything is vibration. Everything is a wave. Your thoughts, your emotions, the chair you are sitting on, the light from your screen, and the connections between people. It is all energy, vibrating at different frequencies. And when waves interact, they do one of 2 things. They amplify each other, or they cancel each other out. Think of ripples in a perfectly still pond. If you drop 2 pebbles close together, the waves they create will merge. When the peak of one wave meets the peak of another, they combine their energy. They rise up together, creating a single, more powerful wave. This is called constructive interference. This is alignment. This is resonance. It is that magical feeling of effortlessness you experience with certain people, where conversations flow for hours, where energy is generated, not consumed. You feel seen, understood, amplified. It is the physics of good vibes. If this message of validation feels like it was meant for you, hit the like button right now. It's a signal to the universe and this platform that you're claiming this upgrade. Now imagine those same 2 waves meeting out of phase. The peak of one wave meets the trough, the lowest point of another. They meet, and they neutralize. The water goes flat. The energy dissipates into nothingness. This is destructive interference. This is the scientific explanation for the experience you are having right now. It is the feeling of static on the line, of speaking a language no one seems to understand. It's the exhaustion that follows a simple conversation. It's the feeling of pushing against an invisible wall. You have been treating this experience like a personal problem to be solved, when it is an impersonal law of physics simply running its course. It is not you. It is not them. It is math. This is why you feel that growing, cavernous distance. It's why you sit at a dinner table with people you have known your entire life, people you love, and you feel a quiet, heartbreaking sense of alienation. You try to share a profound realization you've had, a new way you're seeing the world, and you are met with blank stares or a polite, dismissive nod. The conversation is quickly steered back to the familiar, to the safe, to the topics that now feel like listening to a radio station from a country you've never visited. The jokes no longer land. The shared memories feel like they belong to a different person. It is the slow, devastating realization that you no longer speak the same language, even when you are using the exact same words. It is the profound loneliness of walking into a family gathering, a place that was once the gravitational center of your world, and feeling like an absolute ghost. The currents of conversation flow around you. The same old stories are told. The same limited beliefs are reinforced. The same complaints are aired like a ritual. You try to participate, to connect, but your energy, your perspective is so different that it's like trying to mix oil and water. They can't see the new you, so they keep interacting with a memory of who you used to be. You feel invisible in the one place you are supposed to be most deeply seen. It's the silent phone. The text threads that once buzzed with constant life are now dormant. You find yourself hesitating to reach out, not from a lack of love, but from a deep knowing of the energetic cost. You know that to have the conversation, you will have to downshift, to dim your own light, to pretend to be invested in a drama or a narrative that no longer holds any energetic charge for you. That silence isn't an accident. It's not a rejection. It is the natural, predictable outcome of destructive interference. The energetic line has gone flat. The connection has been canceled out by incompatible frequencies. To truly grasp what is happening, you need a new model for reality. Your consciousness is like a hypersensitive, infinitely complex radio receiver. And every single person, every place, every job, every potential timeline is a radio station, broadcasting a very specific and consistent signal at a set frequency. For years, perhaps your entire life, you were happily and comfortably tuned to 98.7 FM. The music was familiar. The talk show hosts were your people. The cultural references made sense. It was your reality. It was home. But you have been doing the work. You have been healing. You have been questioning. You have been expanding. Every time you chose forgiveness over resentment, every time you sat in meditation instead of distraction, every time you faced a shadow with courage, you were slowly, meticulously, recalibrating the internal circuitry of your consciousness. You were turning the dial, click by click. You are no longer a 98.7 FM receiver. Your system has been fundamentally upgraded. You are now calibrated for 103.5 FM, a higher, clearer, more refined frequency. The problem is, you keep trying to tune back to the old station out of habit, out of loyalty, out of love. But when your 103.5 FM receiver tries to lock onto a 98.7 FM signal, all it gets is static. It gets noise. It gets a frustrating, draining hum. And for months, or maybe even years, you have been thinking your receiver is broken. You've been blaming yourself. Your receiver is not broken. It has become exponentially more powerful. By the end of this video, you will no longer see this separation as a loss. You will see it as the clearest evidence of your success. You will move from feeling like an outcast to knowing, with unshakable certainty, that you are an advanced scout for a higher timeline. The feeling of being left behind will be completely replaced by the profound understanding that you have, in fact, taken a quantum leap forward. You will stop mourning the closing of a door, and you will begin to feel the powerful, beautiful breeze coming from the one that has just opened. You will transform this pain into your power, this confusion into your clarity, and this loneliness into a sacred, potent solitude where your new reality can finally take root. This principle of interference is governed by an even more fundamental law of physics: resonance. Specifically, sympathetic resonance. Imagine a grand, silent room. In the center, on a velvet cloth, sits a single, perfectly crafted tuning fork made of polished steel. It's tuned to the key of C. You strike it gently and a pure, clear tone fills the space. A perfect, unwavering vibration. Across the room, on another table, sits a second tuning fork. Identical. Also tuned to the key of C. It hasn't been touched. It sits in stillness. But as the waves of sound from the first fork travel across the room, these invisible, orderly pressures of energy, they wash over the second fork. And then, a miracle of physics occurs. The second fork begins to hum. Softly at first, then with increasing strength, it begins to vibrate and sing the exact same note. It has caught the frequency. It is vibrating in sympathy. This is sympathetic resonance. It's not magic. It's mechanics. It's the universe's natural tendency for like frequencies to amplify one another. This is the physics of your soul tribe. For years, this is how your closest relationships worked. You were all tuning forks vibrating at a similar frequency. You didn't need long explanations. A glance across the room was enough. An inside joke contained worlds of shared experience. The connection was effortless because you were in resonance. Your energies amplified each other. You felt seen, heard, understood, because your very essence was being reflected back to you. It was a beautiful, coherent harmony. But you began to change. Through your inner work, your healing, your conscious evolution, you subtly but irrevocably retuned yourself. You are no longer a C. Perhaps you are now a G sharp, a higher, more refined frequency. Now, imagine we bring a third tuning fork into that silent room. This one is tuned to F. It is a beautiful instrument in its own right, valid and perfect in its own frequency. But when the C fork is struck and its waves wash over the F fork, nothing happens. Silence. The F fork cannot resonate with the C frequency. And if you try to force it, if you strike both the C and the F forks at the same time, you don't get harmony. You get noise. You get a jarring, unpleasant, dissonant clash of waves. An energetic mess. The waves cancel each other out in places, creating a palpable feeling of discomfort. This is called dissonance, and it requires energy to sustain it. It is draining. This is what you are feeling now. The conversations that go nowhere. The attempts to connect that fall flat. The feeling of exhaustion after a simple coffee with an old friend. You are a G sharp, trying to have a resonant conversation with a C. It's not their fault for being a C. It's not your fault for being a G sharp. There is no blame. There is no judgment. There is only the impersonal, unbreakable law of physics. The dissonance you feel is real. It is a measurable energetic phenomenon. The exhaustion is the energy leaking out of your field as you try to force a resonance that is no longer physically possible. Think of a specific relationship where the connection now feels like static. Can you see how it's not about fault, but about incompatible frequencies? So this is the answer to that painful question echoing in the quiet moments of your life. Why am I losing friends during spiritual awakening? It's not loss. It is physics. This natural, physics-based process of separation is what I call the quantum exodus. The quantum exodus is not a single event, it's a profound delamination of realities. It is the moment your soul's upward trajectory achieves escape velocity, pulling you out of the gravitational field of a collective consciousness that has chosen, for its own valid reasons, to remain in its current orbit. This process has three defining characteristics. First, the quantum exodus is impersonal. This is the most difficult and most liberating truth to embrace. It has nothing to do with you being better or them being worse. It is not a judgment on anyone's character. It is a mathematical sorting. It is like oil and water in a jar. After being shaken, they will always separate according to their inherent nature. The oil doesn't resent the water. The water doesn't feel abandoned by the oil. They are simply different densities, and they are obeying the law of physics. The people drifting out of your reality are not rejecting you. Their frequency is simply seeking its own level, just as yours is. Second, the quantum exodus is irreversible. This is not a temporary phase or a misunderstanding that can be patched up with a long talk. It is a fundamental upgrade in your operating system. A caterpillar that has undergone the profound alchemy of the chrysalis cannot decide to go back to crawling. A butterfly cannot squeeze itself back into the cocoon. The process of its expansion is irreversible. Trying to reconnect with these old frequencies, trying to fit back into the old dynamics is like a grown adult trying to wear the clothes they wore as a child. You haven't failed. You have simply, beautifully, outgrown them. And third, the quantum exodus is a sign of progress. This is the ultimate reframe. Every awkward silence, every unanswered text, every invitation you decline is not a failure of connection. It is a confirmation of your growth. It is the universe providing undeniable evidence that you have done the work. A rocket must shed its massive booster stages to escape Earth's gravity and reach the stars. Those boosters were absolutely essential for the first part of the journey. They were not bad or wrong, but they were designed for a different atmosphere. To hold on to them would be to abort the mission. The separation is a sign that you are ascending to a higher orbit. Understanding this intellectually is the first step. But the reason so many of us get stuck in the pain of this process is that we instinctively apply old paradigm solutions to a new paradigm reality. We try to fix the dissonance using methods that only create more static. The first failed method is trying harder. You feel the connection slipping, so you double down. You initiate more calls. You write longer texts. You try to explain your new perspective in excruciating detail, hoping they will finally understand. In our radio metaphor, this is like hearing static on your old favorite station, 98. 7 FM, and your only solution is to crank the volume dial all the way up. It doesn't make the signal clearer. It makes the static deafening. It bombards your energy field with chaotic, dissonant noise. Trying harder doesn't bridge the frequency gap. It just amplifies the painful evidence that a gap exists, and it drains your precious energy in the process. The second failed method is being patient. This sounds noble, but it is a subtle form of self-abandonment. You tell yourself, they'll catch up eventually. I'll just wait for them here. This is deciding to keep your highly sensitive 103.5 FM receiver permanently tuned to the 98.7 FM frequency, waiting for a signal that is no longer compatible with your hardware. All the while, magnificent, clear, beautiful music is being broadcast on 103.5 FM, the frequency of your new reality, your new tribe, but you can't hear it. You are choosing to sit in the static out of a misplaced sense of loyalty to a past broadcast, starving yourself of the nourishment, connection, and harmony that is available to you right now. The third, and most damaging failed method is lowering your frequency. This is a conscious or unconscious attempt to become a C-tuning fork again because you miss the old harmony. It's the most insidious form of self-betrayal. This is when you bite your tongue instead of speaking your truth. When you participate in gossip that makes your stomach turn. When you dim your light so as not to make others uncomfortable. When you pretend you don't see the things you see. You are intentionally trying to detune your own instrument. You are taking your precise 103.5 FM receiver and hitting it with a hammer, hoping to break it just enough that it can pick up the old fuzzy signal from 98.7 FM again. This strategy will never work, and it will break your heart, because it requires you to abandon the most authentic, powerful, and beautiful version of yourself. All these methods spring from a fundamental misunderstanding of your role in this process. They are all based on the idea that your job is to fix the connection, to manage the reception, to somehow get the old station to come in clearly again. But the new paradigm demands a complete reversal of this thinking. The shift is from trying to fix the old connections to focusing on clarifying your own signal. The goal is not to get them to tune into you. The goal is to broadcast your own frequency so clearly, so purely, and so unapologetically that those who are already on your wavelength can find you. It's a shift from an outward focus to an inward one. Your energy is no longer wasted on trying to decipher static or repair old transmitters. Instead, all of your energy goes into purifying and strengthening your own broadcast. You stop worrying about who is or isn't listening, and you become obsessed with the quality and authenticity of the song you are sending out. You move from a state of seeking and clinging to a state of being and radiating. This changes everything. Because a weak, distorted signal, full of static and doubt, is difficult for anyone to find. But a clear, powerful, coherent signal can be detected from across the universe. We have been operating under a false assumption. For this entire time, we have explored the physics of your reality through the beautiful metaphor of a radio. Your consciousness, the sensitive receiver, the people and timelines around you, the endless stations on the dial. This model has served us well. It has allowed us to understand the dissonance, the static, the painful separation of the quantum exodus. But this model, while useful, contains a fundamental limitation. It places you in a passive role. A seeker, a listener, scanning the airwaves, hoping to find a signal that matches the frequency of your soul. And this is the source of all our struggle. It is the hidden program of powerlessness that keeps us feeling lost in the void, waiting for a reality to find us. We believe we are the simple radio receiver, desperately searching the dials for the right station, for the right people, for the right home. This is the central paradox, and the moment you resolve it, everything changes. So I need you to take a deep breath, to let go of everything you think you know about how this works. The revelation is this: you are not the receiver, you are the broadcast tower. Let that land. This is not a clever turn of phrase. This is the operating principle of your new reality. You are not a passive device designed to interpret the universe. You are an active, powerful, and constant transmitter of reality itself. You are a biological broadcasting station, and your signal is a complex waveform composed of your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, and the core vibration of your being. This changes everything. This means you stop seeking and start broadcasting. The frantic search for your soul tribe, for validation, for the place you belong, it ends now. The energy you once spent scanning the horizon for incoming ships is now turned inward to the engine room of your own lighthouse. The question is no longer, where is my reality? The question is now, what reality am I creating with the signal I am sending right now? It is a monumental shift from consumption to creation, from waiting to generating. Your days are no longer about finding the right frequency. Your days are about becoming the clearest possible expression of your own. This means people don't leave you. They simply tune out when your broadcast changes. This realization will dissolve years of guilt, heartbreak, and confusion. That argument that came from nowhere? It was a decoding error. Your upgraded signal was received as corrupted data by their old system. That friend who ghosted you? They didn't reject you. Their receiver simply can't pick up your new, higher frequency anymore. To them, you have gone silent. This is the impersonal nature of physics. The quantum exodus isn't a series of personal betrayals. It's a series of receivers falling out of range of your ever-expanding broadcast. There is no blame. There is no fault. There is only resonance and dissonance. What if the feeling of loneliness isn't an absence of connection, but the quiet space needed for your new broadcast to become clear and powerful? This means your only job is to get clear on the signal you are sending. This simplifies the entire spiritual path down to one core mandate: energetic integrity. Instead of trying to manage 100 different relationships and outcomes, your focus narrows to one thing: the quality of your own broadcast. Is your signal clear, or is it distorted by old beliefs of unworthiness? Is your frequency coherent, or is it fractured by internal conflict? Every moment of self-reflection, every act of healing, every choice that honors your truth is an act of fine-tuning your broadcast tower. You stop worrying about who is listening and become obsessed with the beauty of the song you are sending out. This means the universe isn't happening to you. It's responding to the frequency you are. You are not a cork tossed on the waves of a chaotic ocean. You are the epicenter of a ripple that organizes the ocean around it. The synchronicities, the opportunities, the people that appear, they are not random. They are constructive interference patterns created when the universe reflects your own clear broadcast back to you. This is one of the key signs you've outgrown your environment. You shift from seeking external validation to generating your own reality. You understand that the world you see is not an objective place, but a precise mirror of the signal you transmit. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. This fundamentally shifts your approach to life. The old way, the way of the receiver, was about effort. Chasing, convincing, pushing, trying to force the dial onto a station that was pure static. It was about trying to persuade others to hear you, to understand you, to come back to you. It was exhausting, because you were violating the laws of physics. The new way, the way of the broadcast tower, is about being, embodying, radiating. Think of a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run up and down the coastline, searching for boats to save. It does not scream and wave its arms, desperate for attention. It does not dim its light for the ships that choose to sail in the other direction. It doesn't question its worth when the fog rolls in. It simply stands, anchored to its foundation, and it shines. It tends to its own inner light, ensuring it is powerful, clear, and unwavering. It broadcasts its signal into the darkness, not with an agenda of who should receive it, but as a pure statement of its own existence. Here I am. The boats that are seeking that specific light, that specific harbor, will see it. They will navigate by it. They will come home to it. The lighthouse's job is not to find the ships. Its job is to be the light, so the ships can find it. It is effortless attraction versus forceful pursuit. This is your new identity. This is the upgrade that has been underway. You are not a lonely seeker. You are not a social outcast. You are a powerful creator, a conscious broadcaster. You are a lighthouse. Your feelings of alienation and disconnection were never a sign of your failure. They were the sound of the old, low-power relay station powering down, the silence before your new, more powerful broadcast tower came online, humming with a voltage you have never known before. The void you've been feeling is not emptiness. It is the silence on the airwaves, awaiting your first clear and unapologetic broadcast. This isn't a future event. The quantum exodus is happening now. The evidence is all around you. But until this moment, you've been misinterpreting the signals as personal failure, as social awkwardness, as you being too much, or not enough. You have been reading the data as a story of loss. I am here to tell you that it is a map of your progress. The evidence of your vibrational upleveling is not found in blissful meditations alone. It is found in the friction and static of your daily interactions. Let's look at 3 undeniable signs that prove you've outgrown their frequency, transforming what once felt like pain into undeniable proof of your expansion. The first and most bewildering sign is what I call the echo of misunderstanding. This is when you speak with perfect clarity, from the most authentic place in your heart, and what the other person hears is something completely different. It is not a simple disagreement on a topic. It is a fundamental failure of transmission. Your higher frequency data packet, encoded with nuance, love, and expanded awareness, simply cannot be decoded by an operating system calibrated to an older, denser reality. You saw it last month. You were at lunch with a friend you've known for a decade. You were trying to share your excitement about a realization you'd had about generational patterns. You weren't preaching. You weren't judging. You were sharing a piece of your soul, a fragile, beautiful discovery. You said, "I'm realizing how much of my anxiety came from a story my family told itself, and letting it go feels like I can finally breathe." You offered this as a gift, a moment of intimate connection. But your friend's face tightened. They didn't hear your liberation. They heard an accusation. They heard, "Your family is messed up, and so are you for not seeing it." They responded with defensiveness. "Well, not all of us can just sit around navel-gazing. Some of us have real problems." The conversation collapsed. You felt the air get thick, the space between you suddenly a chasm of static. You tried to backtrack, to explain, but it was like trying to send a high-resolution image over a dial-up modem. The data was getting corrupted. The more you tried to clarify your meaning, the more distorted the echo became. You left that lunch feeling profoundly alone and utterly confused. How did a moment of vulnerability turn into an invisible wall? This is the quantum exodus in action. It is not a personal conflict. It is a technical incompatibility. Your broadcast is now encoded with a level of complexity and vibrational information that their receiver literally translates as noise, as threat, as something alien. The echo of misunderstanding is the universe showing you in real time that your languages are no longer the same. Your consciousness is speaking in 5G, and theirs is still processing 3G. There is no judgment in that. It is simply a statement of differential physics. The second sign is even more emotionally charged. It is what I call the gravity of the past. This happens when the people who have known you the longest, your family, your oldest friends, constantly and unconsciously try to pull you back into the orbit of your old identity. They are not being malicious. They are acting as gravitational anchors to the version of you that they understood, the version of you that was on their frequency, because that is the only version of you their perception can lock onto. Think about the last holiday gathering. You walked in feeling clearer, more peaceful, more grounded than ever before. But within minutes, the gravitational pull began. Your uncle brings up that embarrassing story from when you were 16 and everyone laughs. It's the same story they've told 100 times, but this time, it doesn't feel nostalgic. It feels like an anchor. Your mother looks at you and says, "You seem so serious these days. I miss when you were more fun," which is code for, "I miss when you were more predictable, when your frequency didn't challenge mine." An old friend pulls you aside and says, "We never see you anymore. Don't go getting all spiritual and forget about us." They think they are asking for connection, but what they are really asking is for you to downgrade your frequency back to a level they find comfortable. Throughout the event, you feel like a ghost in your own life story. They are talking to a version of you that died months, even years ago. They cannot see you. They can only see the memory of your old signal. This experience is profoundly isolating, but it is one of the most powerful indicators of the quantum exodus. You have achieved escape velocity. You have pulled out of the dense gravitational field of your past self and the collective that co-signed that reality. Their constant reminders of who you were are the last-ditch efforts of a system trying to maintain equilibrium. They are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to find you on the only radio station they know how to tune into. The fact that they can no longer find you there is your victory. In the comments, share which of the 3 signs resonates most powerfully with your experience. Let's create a cascade of validation for each other. I want to witness your quantum exodus. The third undeniable sign is the most physical of them all. It is the sudden onset of what I call energetic allergies. This is when places, conversations, media, or activities you once enjoyed, or at least tolerated, now feel physically and emotionally repulsive. This isn't you becoming judgmental or snobbish. This is your finely tuned energetic system, your upgraded consciousness, viscerally rejecting low-frequency input. It's a literal energetic immune response. Remember how you used to be able to sit through hours of office gossip? Maybe you even participated. Now, when a conversation shifts to complaining or tearing someone else down, you feel a tangible drop in your own energy. It feels like a subtle nausea, a psychic drain. You have to walk away, or think about the television shows you used to watch, the ones built on manufactured drama, conflict, and fear. You try to watch an old favorite, and you can't. It feels abrasive, loud, incoherent. Your system can no longer process it. You feel an overwhelming urge to turn it off and sit in silence. This allergy can be geographic. A bar you used to love now feels chaotic and desperate. A mall you used to frequent now feels like an assault of consumerist static. You find yourself needing to leave social gatherings abruptly, not out of social anxiety, but out of energetic overwhelm, as if the room is filled with smoke that only you can see. This is not you being difficult. This is your energetic immune system becoming exquisitely functional. It is doing its job. It is rejecting input that is incoherent with your new core frequency. This repulsion is a compass. It is your guidance system pointing you away from static and towards clarity. It is the clearest sign that you are no longer a vibrational match for these environments. Your body knows before your mind accepts it. Trust the allergy. It is protecting the integrity of your new broadcast. So, do you see? These are not isolated incidents. They are not signs of your failure. They are a constellation of data points confirming your new coordinates in the quantum field. They are the footprints of your quantum exodus. Your mission now is to stop interpreting this data through the old paradigm of social connection and start seeing it through the new paradigm of energetic alignment. So from this moment forward, create a new framework. When you experience the echo of misunderstanding, recognize it is not a communication failure, but a frequency mismatch. You are simply on a different bandwidth. When you feel the gravity of the past pulling at you, see it not as a personal rejection, but as confirmation that you have successfully escaped a lower orbit. You are no longer there to be pulled back. And when you feel the onset of an energetic allergy, trust it implicitly. It is not judgment. It is your highly intelligent energetic immune system keeping your signal pure and clear. These experiences are the growing pains of your metamorphosis. The friction is not a sign to turn back. It is the evidence that you are moving forward, so fast that you are literally delaminating from the reality that no longer serves you. You are not losing your world. You are making space for the one that is rushing to meet you. You understand the physics. You recognize the signs in your own life. You have moved a mountain of intellectual resistance to arrive at this moment of conviction. But knowledge is only a map. It is not the territory. Now it is time to stop analyzing your frequency and start embodying it, to move from knowing the truth in your mind to feeling it as the most undeniable reality in every cell of your being. So, wherever you are, I invite you to join me in this. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed for just a few minutes. You can sit comfortably or lie down, and when you are ready, gently close your eyes. We are now going to calibrate your inner broadcast tower Take a deep, slow breath in, and as you exhale, release the day. Release the thoughts. Release the need to figure anything out. Just arrive, right here, in this moment. Let's begin by powering down the noise. For years, your energy field has been a receiver for countless signals from the outside world. The static of other people's expectations, the hum of old, inherited beliefs, the relentless broadcast of societal programming. Let's turn the volume down. Bring your awareness to this field of static. You don't need to name every signal. Just sense it. A subtle pressure, a feeling of being watched, judged, or defined by forces outside of yourself. Visualize before you a control panel, your control panel. There's a dial there labeled external expectations. It's turned up high. See the voice of your family, your friends, your culture. Their definition of success, of love, of who you should be. With your intention, reach out and slowly, gently, turn that dial down, down, until it clicks into silence. Feel the space that opens up. Now find the dial for past stories. It's broadcasting all the old tapes on a loop. Every mistake, every limitation you were taught, every version of you that is no longer true. Gently, lovingly, turn that dial down, all the way down. Listen as the old echoes fade into nothing. Finally, see the dial for global static. The news, the fear, the chaos and the confusion of the collective. It's a loud, dissonant frequency that you've been tuned into by default. This is not your signal to broadcast. Reach out and turn that dial down. Slower this time. Feel the resistance and then feel the release as it moves towards zero. Down, silence. And now, what is left? There's a profound quiet here, an emptiness that is not empty. This is the space, the canvas, the fertile void from which your true signal can finally emerge. Now we will discover the core signal. Bring your awareness inward, deeper than the mind, deeper than the emotions. Move your attention into the very center of your being, to the core of your chest or the pit of your stomach, and just listen with your feelings. Beneath the silence, and there is something else. It is not a thought. It is a presence. What is it for you? Perhaps it's a feeling. A gentle warmth spreading from your heart. A sense of unshakable peace. A quiet hum of joy. There is no right answer, only your answer. Perhaps you perceive it as a color. A soft golden light behind your eyes. A deep indigo blue. A vibrant living green. Don't force it. Just allow the first impression to be true. Or maybe it's a sound. Not a sound you hear with your ears, but a vibration you feel in your bones. A low, steady hum. The resonant frequency of your own soul. Whatever it is for you, the feeling, the color, the vibration, just notice it. This is your signature frequency. This is the real you, beneath all the noise you just powered down. Now, let's give it permission to grow. Without any effort, simply allow this core signal to expand, just by 1%. See that color become a little brighter. Feel that warmth spread a little wider. Hear that hum become a little clearer. You are not forcing it, you are allowing it. It feels good, it feels like home. So allow it to expand even more. Let this frequency fill your entire chest. Let it flow down your arms and into your fingertips. Let it pour down into your legs, all the way to the soles of your feet. Allow this signal to rise up into your head, clearing away the last vestiges of mental static. Your entire body is now vibrating with the pure, undistorted frequency of your true self. Feel this. This is who you are. Now, we will broadcast this signal. From the center of your heart, visualize this frequency, this light, this feeling, beginning to radiate outwards. This is not an act of doing. It is an act of being. It is an overflow, like a star that cannot help but shine, or a flower that cannot help but release its fragrance. See and feel your signature frequency moving out from you in all directions as a beautiful, coherent wave of energy. It moves through the room you are in, changing its energetic quality. It moves through the walls of your home, silently blessing everything it touches. This broadcast is not seeking anything. It is not trying to convince anyone. It has no agenda. It simply announces to the universe, with quiet and unshakable power, the truth of your existence. This is who I am. Feel it expanding further, moving through your neighborhood, across your city, spreading over the continent, and enveloping the entire planet in a gentle, powerful wave. Your signal, your truth, your light, offered freely to the quantum field. And now, for the final, most important step, you will become the broadcast. Up until this point, there has been a sense of you broadcasting a signal. We will now dissolve that separation. There is no difference between you and the frequency you are emitting. You are not broadcasting peace. You are peace. You are not broadcasting love. You are love. You are not broadcasting clarity or joy or truth. You are clarity. You are joy. You are truth. Let that sink in. Dissolve the boundary. Let go of the idea of a sender and a signal. There is only the wave. There is only the frequency. There is only you, in your purest, most essential state of being. Stay here for another moment. Just be. And now, slowly, gently, without losing this feeling, begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the chair or the floor beneath you. Hear the subtle sounds in your environment. When you feel ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Look around the room. Notice the quality of the light. Notice the stillness. You have just fundamentally changed the energetic reality of the space you are in, because you have changed. As you come back to this space, what is the core feeling of your true frequency? Find one word that defines it. Peace, freedom, clarity, knowing. This is your energetic signature. This is your home frequency. Anchor it now. This feeling is the compass you have been searching for. Welcome back, conscious broadcaster. That feeling you just touched. That core of peace, of clarity, of power. That is your truth. That is not something you have to work for, or earn, or find. It is what you are underneath the noise. It is your home frequency. It is the homing signal that the universe has been waiting for you to broadcast. You have now felt your own frequency. You have embodied it. The question is no longer, what is my vibration? The question now is, how do I live from this place? How do we integrate this profound inner certainty into the messy, beautiful, complex reality of our daily lives? We move from the meditative state to the practical mastery. So this brings us to the question that always lingers in the quiet spaces of the mind, the one that whispers when you feel the pang of loneliness. How do I find my soul tribe? The answer is a stunning paradox. You don't. You stop looking entirely. Instead, you make it impossible for them not to find you. You turn your broadcast tower into a lighthouse so brilliant, so coherent, that ships sailing on your specific wavelength are drawn to your shore as a law of nature. And this is not an abstract concept. It is a set of practical daily and weekly actions. We are going to install your new operating system, starting with 3 foundational tools. The first tool is called the Frequency First Protocol. This is your daily practice. It is non-negotiable. Before your feet hit the floor, and most importantly, before your thumb touches the screen of your phone, you will perform this protocol. It takes 60 seconds. For 60 seconds, you will choose to be the broadcaster before you become a receiver for the world's chaos. The moment you look at your phone, you are inviting thousands of frequencies into your field. Emails from work, news alerts, social media anxieties, texts from people still on the old wavelength. You are letting the world tell you what frequency to be on. The Frequency First Protocol is your declaration of energetic sovereignty. Here is the practice. It is devastatingly simple. Step 1. While still in bed, place a hand over your heart. Feel the warmth. Feel the faint beat. Step 2. Take one single conscious deep breath, in through the nose, filling your belly, and a long, slow exhale through the mouth. Step 3. In the silence that follows that breath, recall the feeling word you discovered in our meditation. Was it peace? Was it clarity? Was it freedom? Love. Whatever it was, you will recall not just the word, but the embodied sensation of it. You will feel it in your chest for just a few moments. You will let that feeling become the very first thing you consciously experience in your day. That's it. You have just set your frequency first. You have chosen your broadcast before the world chose it for you. Now, the science behind this is critical. In your brain is a network of neurons called the reticular activating system, or ERS. Think of it as your brain's search filter or gatekeeper. It's the reason why when you decide to buy a red car, you suddenly see red cars everywhere. The cars were always there, your RAS was just not primed to notice them. By beginning your day embodying your core frequency, let's say it's peace, you are programming your RAS. You are giving it a new primary directive. Today, search for evidence of peace. Find people, information, and opportunities that resonate with peace. Filter out the noise. You are literally tuning your perception to match your intention. The common mistake here is to do this mechanically, to rush through it while your mind is already making a to-do list. That is useless. It is not the action that matters. It is the feeling. The 60 seconds you spend marinating in that core frequency is the most productive minute of your entire day. It is the cause and the rest of the day is the effect. That is the frequency first protocol. The second tool is your weekly practice. I call it the energetic declutter. If your broadcast tower is going to send a clear signal, you must eliminate sources of interference. You must consciously identify and lovingly release the static in your life. Once a week, perhaps on a Sunday evening, you will identify one thing in your environment that represents a frequency you have outgrown, and you will release it. This is not about grand, dramatic gestures. It is about quiet, consistent, energetic hygiene. One week it might be a subscription to a magazine or a news site that consistently generates anxiety or outrage in your body. You cancel it. The next week it might be muting a group chat that thrives on gossip, complaint, or drama, the very definition of low-frequency communication. Another week, it could be a physical object in your home that is tied to a past version of you, a painful memory you no longer wish to broadcast. You donate it, sell it, or discard it. It could be a habitual conversation, like the way you always complain about the same thing with a specific friend. You choose to consciously break the pattern. Each time you do this, you are clearing bandwidth. Imagine trying to stream a high-definition movie on a weak Wi-Fi signal while 20 other apps are running in the background. The stream will buffer and lag. Your life is that high-definition movie. The old habits, draining conversations, and anxiety-inducing inputs are those background apps. The energetic declutter is the act of closing them, one by one, so that your true signal, your life's beautiful movie, can stream with flawless clarity. What is one conversation, one place, or one habit you will lovingly release in the next 24 hours to honor your new frequency? The common mistake here is guilt. You will feel a pang of guilt when you mute the group chat or say no to the habitual complaint session. Your old programming will tell you that you are being selfish or a bad friend. This is a critical moment. You must reframe this guilt immediately. This is not an act of rejection against others. It is an act of deep honor for your own energetic integrity. You are not pushing them away. You are simply refusing to let their static distort your song. It is the most loving thing you can do for yourself, and ultimately for everyone. This brings us to our third and most important tool, which is not a practice, but a mindset. It is called navigating the void with grace. As you implement the first two tools, as you broadcast your new frequency and declutter the old, an inevitable space will open up. The old friends will call less. The old invitations will stop coming. Your weekends might become quieter. There will be a gap, a pause. This space between your old reality dematerializing and your new reality fully crystallizing is the void. And for the unprepared mind, the void can feel terrifying. It can feel like loneliness. It can feel like failure. This is where you must become a master. You must learn to see the void not as emptiness but as a fertile quantum field pregnant with infinite potential. It is the quiet, tilled soil where the seeds of your new reality are gestating. It is the silent, empty canvas upon which the universe is about to paint your masterpiece. Noise cannot exist here. Only the things that truly match your new, clear frequency will be allowed to sprout. You must radically reframe loneliness. From this day forward, you will call it sacred solitude. Loneliness is a state of lack. Solitude is a state of being fully present and content with the most important person in the universe, your true self. This is not a period of isolation. It is a period of sacred solitude for signal calibration. You are in a divine workshop, fine-tuning your broadcast without interference, so that when the new connections arrive, they are of the highest possible fidelity. The common mistake, and it is a profound one, is to panic. To feel the silence of the void and immediately try to fill it with old static. You text the ex. You call the friend you've outgrown. You say yes to the invitation that you know will drain you. You do this because the silence feels more threatening than the familiar pain. You must resist this impulse with all your being. To do so is to abandon the tilled soil just before the seeds are about to sprout. Instead, when you are in the void, you will anchor yourself with new truths. You will use these mantras. When you feel empty, you will say, I am not empty, I am preparing. When the silence feels deafening, you will say, this silence is the sound of my new reality loading. When you feel the ache of loneliness, you will place your hand on your heart and say, I am in sacred solitude, calibrating my signal for what is to come. Trust the void. The void is the womb of creation. So this is your new operating system. This is how you live as a conscious broadcaster. Your daily practice. The Frequency First Protocol. Start your day by being the cause. Your weekly practice. The Energetic Declutter. Consistently create space for your new reality. Your overarching mindset. Navigating the void with grace. See the space not as loss but as the ultimate sign of impending creation. This framework moves you from a passive victim of your circumstances into the deliberate conscious creator of your reality. You stop hoping for a better life, and you start broadcasting the frequency of the life you desire, creating the energetic container for it to manifest. You now understand the physics of the quantum exodus. You have felt the undeniable hum of your own signature frequency. You possess the tools to calibrate your internal broadcast tower, to clear the static of old programming, and to send out a signal of pure, unapologetic truth into the quantum field. The journey you have taken in this hour is monumental. You have transmuted the ache of loneliness into the power of sovereignty. You have reframed the confusion of separation into the clarity of a cosmic law. The ghost of guilt has been replaced by the embodied certainty of your own growth. You see it now, don't you? That feeling of being left behind was an illusion. You were never being left behind. You were leaping ahead. The separation is no longer a wound to be healed. It is your wings. You have learned to fly, to rise above the dense atmosphere of the reality you just graduated from. But broadcasting your signal, as powerful as it is only the first step. It is the foundational act of a sovereign creator. But the universe is not a collection of solo acts. It is not a series of isolated lighthouses shining into the void. It's a symphony. And the most beautiful music is not made by a single instrument, but by the harmonic resonance between many. What happens when your clear, powerful signal, the frequency you have just learned to own and embody, begins to interact with other signals on the exact same wavelength? What happens when your broadcast of inner peace finds another broadcast of inner peace? What happens when your frequency of expansive creativity encounters another? This is not just simple resonance anymore. This is not just one tuning fork causing another to vibrate. This is entanglement. This is the next horizon. It is the shift from personal power to co-creative power. When two frequencies entangle, they become linked in a way that transcends space and time. They begin to inform each other, amplify each other, and create reality in ways that are exponential, not additive. Their combined broadcast doesn't just describe reality, it organizes it. It bends the fabric of the quantum field towards its harmonic will. This is the physics of how your soul tribe finds you. It's not about searching. It's not about networking events or hoping to meet the right person. It is an inevitability of energetic law. When your broadcast is clear, consistent, and powerful, you make it impossible for those on your wavelength not to find you. Their own broadcast tower, just like yours, is designed to seek out and harmonize with its resonant counterparts. Synchronicities are not random. They are the echoes of entangled frequencies calling to one another across the field. The right book falling off the shelf, the unexpected call, the chance meeting. These are the nodes where the network becomes visible. It's how the new reality you've been calling in, the one that felt like a distant dream, finally crystallizes into your physical experience. You've mastered your broadcast. Now it is time to understand the network. This is the bridge from the I to the we. It is the architecture of the new earth being built not on effort, but on energetic alignment. You've built your tower. Now we learn how it connects to the cosmic grid. Subscribe and activate all notifications because in the next video, Quantum Entanglement Explained, how your new frequency attracts your soul tribe, we'll build the bridge to the people you're meant to find. We will deconstruct the science of non-local connection, showing you how your inner state can instantly influence someone on the other side of the planet, long before you ever meet them. We will give you the framework to understand how your soul family is already in communication with you on an energetic level, and how to begin decoding those messages. We will transform the concept of finding your people from a hopeful wish into a predictable outcome of your energetic mastery. And once you understand the network, we will then explore its miraculous feedback loop in our follow-up deep dive. Synchronicity is simpler than you think. It's just your broadcast echoing back to you. We will show you how to read the language of the universe, a language written in coincidence and perfect timing, confirming that your signal is being received. This is the path forward. A curriculum for the conscious creator. Go forward from this moment, not as someone who has lost their past, but as someone who has cleared the runway for their future. Let go of the story of abandonment and step into the truth of your expansion. The quiet you feel is not emptiness. It is the silence of a stage being set for a grander performance. The people who couldn't come with you were not rejecting you. They were honoring the specific frequency of their own path, just as you are now honoring yours. There is no blame. There is no loss. There is only frequency. Your frequency is your truth. It is your power. It is your gift to the world. Broadcast it. Broadcast it without apology. Broadcast it with courage. Broadcast it with love for the being you have fought so hard to become. The universe is listening, and your new world is tuning in.